Hello everyone, back again with movie and tune recap. Today, I'm going to explain a Chinese martial arts film from 2026, titled Ip Man, Kung Fu Legend. Spoilers ahead, so watch out and take care. The movie opens at Zhonghua Building, where Ip Man arrives to meet Master Hong, the leader of the Hong Kong Martial Arts Association. Ip Man has come to seek his approval to open a Wing Chun martial arts school after leaving his career as a police officer. According to the rules, Master Hong tells Ip Man that he must pass 3 trials before his request can be approved. In the first trial, Ip Man must fight a kung fu master while holding an oil lamp, making sure the candle does not go out and the oil does not spill. The fight begins, and the master tries everything to blow out the candle or knock the oil lamp out of Ip Man's hands. However, she is no match for him, and Ip Man defeats her with ease, leaving her embarrassed. For the second trial, Ip Man must fight another kung fu master, Master Chun, while blindfolded and armed with 2 swords. The fight begins, and despite being blindfolded, Ip Man easily overpowers Master Chun. He wins the fight and moves on to the final trial. In the third trial, Ip Man must cut the eye of a white lion costume using a single stick of incense, while some of Master Hong's students, dressed in golden lion costumes, try to stop him. The fight begins, and Ip Man has no trouble defeating them as he makes his way toward the white lion costume, leaving Master Hong and the other masters surprised. Just as Ip Man is about to dot the eye, one of the students stops him and puts on the white lion costume. The fight continues, but Ip Man still has no difficulty defeating him, and as he is about to dot the eye again, they are interrupted by the arrival of a British merchant named Mr. Pike. The trial comes to an end, and Master Hong tells Ip Man to return another day so they can continue discussing the opening of his martial arts school. Mr. Pike has come to inform Master Hong that the Hong Kong government has approved the Zhonghua building for his Western boxing gym and orders them to leave. However, Master Hong tells him that the building is the home of all the martial arts associations, so it will not be torn down. Pike reminds Hong about the loan his grandfather took to build the Zhonghua building and the dock that supplies grain to the Chinese people. He says the debt has continued to grow over the years. If Hong signs the agreement, the debt will be cleared. He also promises that Lei Hu, one of Hong's students who cannot afford his sick mother's medical bills, will receive financial help. Pike explains that Hong can keep the Zhonghua building because he only wants Su Jinsong's dockland. However, Hong refuses and tells him to leave. Later, Lei Hu asks Master Hong to accept the foreigner's offer and sign the agreement since Pike only wants Su Jinsong's dockland. However, Hong reminds him that Su Jinsong's father built the dock and used it to help many Chinese people during the famine. He says accepting the foreigner's offer would be a mistake, and frustrated that nothing will be done for his sick mother, Lei Hu leaves. At the dockland, we meet Su Jinsong, who is helping more Chinese refugees by providing them with food. However, the remaining grain will only last for 3 more days, and Jinsong plans to visit the foreign company to ask for support. Ip Man also arrives at the dock and tells Jinsong that he has passed all 3 trials and will soon open his own martial arts school. He tries to pay his rent, but Jinsong, who is also his brother, refuses to accept the money. He tells Ip Man to keep it because everyone is going through difficult times and they need to support one another. Back at home, we meet Ip Man's wife, Wing Sing, and their son, Ashun. They are also struggling financially, but Ip Man assures his wife that everything will be fine once he opens his martial arts school. Meanwhile, Lei Hu is taking care of his sick mother at home when Mr. Pike arrives. He tells Lei Hu about all the benefits and money he will receive if he helps him take the Zhonghua building from Master Hong. Blinded by the offer, Lei Hu decides to turn against his own people. While closing the dock for the day, Su Jinsong is kidnapped by a group of martial arts students. One of the dock workers, Wang, sees what happened and quickly rushes to Ip Man's house to inform him. Suspecting that the students belong to Master Hong, Wang and Ip Man go to meet him. However, Master Hong denies sending his students to kidnap Jinsong, and just then, another student arrives and tells Hong that Lei Hu was seen at the dock. It turns out that Lei Hu was the one who ordered Jinsong's kidnapping. he demands that Jin Song hand over the dock to the foreigners and tells the dock workers to leave. Just then, Ip Man and Master Hong arrive at the dock, and Hong angrily confronts Lei Hu over his actions. Lei Hu fires back, saying he has served Hong for 10 years without gaining anything. He tells Hong about everything they could gain if he signs the agreement and allows Mr. Pike to build the Western boxing gym. Furious over the betrayal, Hong attacks Lei Hu, but Lei Hu fights back. He then orders his men to lock the doors and attacks both Ip Man and Master Hong because Hong refuses to sign the agreement. While Ip Man fights the henchman, Master Hong battles Lei Hu, who surprises him by using a pair of brass knuckles. During the fight, Ip Man manages to free Jin Song from his restraints, while Hong overpowers Lei Hu. However, after letting his guard down, Lei Hu takes the opportunity to strike him, but Ip Man quickly steps in to stop him. The two masters are soon surrounded by Lei Hu and his men, and just then, Officer Mei and his officers arrive and stop the fight. Lei Hu tries to act powerful because he has influential backing, but Officer Mei is not impressed. She orders the arrest of Lei Hu and his henchmen for illegal detention. Ip Man and Master Hong are also taken to the police station for questioning, but they are soon released. Lei Hu is later released as well, and before leaving, he threatens Jin Song, saying that he will take the dock and become the next president of the Martial Arts Association. Lei Hu is released after government officials order his release, which makes Officer Mei angry. Lei Hu escapes the punishment he deserves for kidnapping and attacking Jin Song, but the police captain tells Mei that Pike and his men are untouchable. He warns her to stay away from anything involving Pike or his men. However, Mei is not someone who is easily intimidated, and we also learn that she is the first female police officer. Meanwhile, Master Hong thanks Ip Man for helping him and finally agrees to approve his request to open a Wing Chun martial arts school. At his mansion, Lei Hu meets with Mr. Pike and tells him that both Ip Man and Master Hong are now supporting Jin Song. He suggests that they kill Master Hong and frame Ip Man for the murder so that no one will stand in their way of taking over the dock, and Pike agrees to the plan. The plan is soon carried out, and a man dressed like Ip Man sneaks into Hong's house and kills him, while Hong's wife witnesses his lifeless body. While Ip Man is training at home, Officer Mei and her officers suddenly arrive and arrest him for Master Hong's murder. Wing Sing quickly rushes to the dock to inform Jin Song about Ip Man's arrest, and the two of them head to the police station. At the station, Ip Man tells Officer Mei that he did not kill Master Hong because he never held any grudge against him. He believes someone has framed him. However, Mei explains that the murder weapon and the clothes found at the crime scene all point to him. Ip Man asks why he would leave the murder weapon at the scene if he were really the killer. Even though Mei believes he may be telling the truth, she explains that she is a police officer and can only act based on the evidence. During an interrogation with Mrs. Hong, she insists that Ip Man was the killer, but she isn't certain because she didn't clearly see the killer's face. Officer Mei is convinced that Ip Man didn't kill Master Hong because he protected him during the previous fight against Lei Hu's henchmen. She suspects that something suspicious is going on. The police captain also believes Ip Man is innocent and tells Mei to continue her investigation. At the police station, Jin Song and Wing Sing arrive to visit Ip Man, but the guard tells them to wait for an hour because someone else is already meeting with him. The visitor turns out to be Lei Hu, who confesses that he killed Master Hong, and a flashback shows how it happened. Ip Man is furious after hearing the confession. Lei Hu mocks him and tells Ip Man to beg for mercy, promising to set him free if he does. However, Ip Man says he would rather start a riot in prison than become an accomplice to a traitor of China. Angry by his response, Lei Hu threatens Ip Man's family before leaving. It is then revealed that he has bribed almost all the police officers to work for him. A few minutes later, a guard releases Ip Man from his cell along with several criminals who have been paid to kill him. A fight breaks out, and despite being outnumbered and still wearing handcuffs, Ip Man holds his ground until he manages to break them. Now free to fight properly, Ip Man easily defeats the criminals until their leader, Yanlong, suddenly attacks and stabs him in the stomach. Even so, Yanlong is no match for Ip Man, who quickly overpowers him. However, Yanlong fights back and stabs Ip Man in the shoulder. Although badly injured, Ip Man continues fighting and beats Yanlong, but he soon becomes weak from his injuries, giving Yanlong another chance to attack. Meanwhile, Pike's men arrive at the dock factory and set it on fire. They chase the workers away while beating them with whips. Back at the prison, just as Yanlong and the other criminals are about to attack the weakened Ip Man again, Officer Mei and her team arrive. Yanlong and the criminals are locked back in their cells, while the injured Ip Man is taken to the infirmary. Meanwhile, Pike and Lei Hu visit the police captain and try to bribe him with money to join their side. However, the captain refuses and orders them to leave, making Mei happy. At the infirmary, Ip Man receives treatment for his injuries, while his wife stays by his side to take care of him. Soon, an order arrives to transfer Ip Man to another prison. It is obvious that Pike is behind the transfer, so the police captain tells Mei that they must do everything possible to keep Ip Man alive. Mei suggests investigating Pike, but the police captain tells her they cannot because Pike is an honored guest of the governor's office. He warns Mei once again to stay away from anything involving Pike, or she will only be putting her own life in danger. However, Mei refuses to back down. She tells the captain that even if she has to risk her life for justice to prevail, she is willing to do it. After the dock factory is burned down, Jin Song and his workers become furious. Since the government is not helping them, they refuse to be intimidated by the foreigners and decide to take matters into their own hands until justice is served. The next day, Jin Song and his workers stage a protest outside the governor's office, demanding that Pike return their dock. With journalists present and everything being recorded, Jin Song accuses Pike of hiring criminals to burn down the dock and framing Ip Man. However, the foreign businessman denies the accusations and claims he has no idea what Jin Song is talking about. Before being transferred to another prison, Ip Man tells Officer Mei that Lei Hu is the one who killed Master Hong. Meanwhile at a church, Lei Hu assures Pike that there will be no news coverage of the protest. However, Pike tells him to leave. Yanlong also arrives at the church, and after finishing his prayer, Pike suddenly pulls out a gun and starts shooting at Lei Hu, who manages to dodge the bullets. Pike then asks Yanlong why he didn't stop Lei Hu, but Yanlong replies that he was only paid to kill Ip Man. Meanwhile, Officer Mei decides to investigate Lei Hu's house. Soon, Lei Hu shows up, and after spotting her, he runs away. Finding the house empty, Mei walks outside and notices a trail of blood on the ground. It belongs to Lei Hu after he was shot in the leg when Pike fired at him earlier at the church. Meanwhile, Wing Sing, Jin Song, and many others celebrate Ashun's birthday with family and friends. During the celebration, Ashun is playing with the other children, but after a while, they realize he has gone missing. Jin Song goes to the prison where Ip Man has been transferred and sadly tells him that Ashun is missing. Later that night, a prison guard notices that Ip Man is no longer in his cell. When the guard goes to check, Ip Man attacks him from behind and quickly rushes home. Ip Man comforts his grieving wife and assures her that Ashun will return home safely, and outside, Yanlong is waiting. He suddenly attacks Jin Song and slits his throat in front of Ip Man before turning to attack him. During the fight, an oil lamp falls to the ground and starts a fire. Ip Man leads his wife outside and tells her to take Jin Song to the hospital. Jin Song is rushed there for treatment, while Ip Man, with nothing left to hold him back, beats Yanlong to death. At the hospital, Officer Mei arrives with Ashun, and it is revealed that Lei Hu was the one who kidnapped him. Mei also gives Ip Man evidence against Pike, which she recovered from Lei Hu after finding him at his hideout. Just then, the doctor comes out of the operating room and sadly tells them that Jin Song did not survive. His death leaves the workers, including Ip Man, devastated, and Ip Man vows to bring Pike to justice, and the workers are ready to risk their lives to stop him. The next day, Ip Man and the workers march to the Zhonghua building while carrying framed pictures of the late Master Hong and Jin Song. Inside the building, Pike is trying to persuade the second-in-command, Master Zhao, to sign the agreement allowing him to establish his Western boxing gym. Master Zhao decides to sign the agreement for the good of the Martial Arts Association, even though his students beg him not to. Just as Master Zhao is about to finish the signing, Ip Man arrives, leaving Pike shocked to see that he is still alive. Ip Man talks some sense into Master Zhao, telling him that working with the foreigners will only make things worse. He then confronts Pike for the crimes he has committed, including his involvement in the murders of Master Hong and Jin Song. Ip Man says he has come to seek justice, and since the world has been unfair to them, he declares that they will use their fists to fight for justice. Pike mocks Ip Man and says that if anyone can defeat their Western boxer, the Zhonghua building will remain theirs. The Western boxer, James, steps forward, and Master Zhao decides to fight him first. However, Zhao is no match for James and is quickly defeated. Ip Man then steps in, and as expected, he defeats James with ease, leaving Pike furious. Looking for an opportunity, Pike suddenly attacks Ip Man and knocks him to the ground with a few punches. The workers begin cheering Ip Man on, urging him to avenge the deaths of their loved ones. Filled with renewed strength, Ip Man gets back up and fights Pike again, and this time, he easily defeats him and nearly beats him to death. Refusing to accept defeat, Pike orders James to shoot Ip Man, but Master Zhao and the others step in and shield him. Just then, the police captain, Officer May, and several police officers arrive. With the evidence proving Pike's involvement in multiple crimes, he is arrested on the governor's orders. Unwilling to surrender, Pike grabs a police officer's gun and tries to shoot, but May fires first and kills him. The next day, newspapers across China report Pike's death and reveal that he was the true murderer of Master Hong. At the Zhonghua building, Master Zhao and the elders appoint Ip Man as the new leader of the Martial Arts Association. Ip Man accepts the position and promises to train the students the right way so they will not go down the wrong path like Lei Hu. The students are happy with his decision, and Ip Man is then asked to perform the traditional eye-dotting ceremony for the Golden Lions, and he does so. Soon, the police officers and his family arrive to celebrate his success, and the movie ends with Ip Man sitting in the leader's seat while the Lion Dance Festival takes place. Okay guys, that's all the recap about Ip Man, Kung Fu Legend from 2026. Thanks for watching, see you again in the next video.